Okay, so our first topic, official topic here, it's going to be on function notations. All right, function notations. It's very straightforward. And for part A, I would say everybody should know how to do this. All right, so we have the function f of x here. F of x is equal to x squared plus 2x minus 1. So now we say, hey, we got something here. We got an f of -2. Now, I would say everybody should know how to do it, but I want to emphasize on the how to do it. Now, what I want to emphasize here is the use of parentheses. Now, is it necessary? I would say yes, it is necessary. And why is it necessary? Now, I would say some of the students might be very capable, and they went ahead and actually computed that, oh, -2, a -2 squared. Okay, the -2 whole thing squared, it's 4. And they might not write this. They might just go ahead and say, all right, you know what? I'm just going to write down 4 minus 4 minus 1. Now, if you are very capable, you write this. I mean, it's good. I would say it's a good thing that you know how to compute this without showing. Can do this mentally. That's a very good thing. However, part of the mathematics here is to communicate. If you are not communicating, then we have a problem. So in order to communicate, properly, we'll say, all right, you know what? First step, don't worry about the result yet. Just go ahead and show the substitution. All right, show the substitution. It's all going to be good. Okay, so show that. And then you go ahead and compute and follow your notations. So -2 squared, meaning -2 times -2, you have a 4. And then minus 4, because 2 times -2, it's going to be -4. 4 minus 4, which I hope you're thinking about 0, which will become 0. So 4 minus 4 minus 1 will give you a total of -1, -1. Okay, so again, that's very simple. That's very easy. Just make sure you emphasize on the notation, your habit of using parentheses whenever you do substitution, and do not rush. Okay, do not rush in solving it. Okay, just go ahead, take your time. Now, next part B. Now, what you can see here, it's f of x minus 2, and it begins to freak people out. It's because they're like, how come it's different? It's x minus 2, what should I do? And I tell students that if you know how to do part A, if you know how to handle this -2 here, then you should know how to handle x minus 2. It's just do the same thing. Do not make or give any kind of special treatment just because we have something different over here. Well, what did you do when you see f of -2, f of -2? You replace all the x's with -2, right? So now, what is f of x minus 2? You do the same thing. You do the same thing. So again, parentheses plus 2, parentheses minus 1. And this is how good notations will also assist you to see the picture better. Okay, so again, you are simply substituting. So x minus 2 will be in the place of your earlier x's. Okay, so x minus 2, all right, that. All right, so here we go. So everything is good so far. I hope you can make some sense over here on the notations. And now what I'm going to do is to write down a wrong version, because a lot of students would write this, do this next step wrong. The next step is going to be, all right, let's see, what would a student do wrong over here? They might do something like this. X squared, plus 4, plus 2x, minus 4, minus 1. Now, there's one mistake right here. Can you catch the mistake here? Okay, I'll give you 5 seconds. Now, if you cannot find the mistake in the past 5 to 10 seconds, then I would say it's all right. Just get your vision sharper. This is a math course. It's not just about getting you to become more intelligent. It's also about training your vision, your eyes. Can you see something that it's really annoying? And what's annoying right here? This part is wrong. And why is it wrong? Because for students who wrote this, they're like, oh, you know what? I'm going to distribute the square. Our brain likes to do this kind of very convenient, simple mistake. It is not true. We do not distribute the square, unfortunately, because that's not how it happens. What's the meaning of square? The meaning of square is to multiply by itself, right? So you have x minus 2 square, meaning that, well, you have that thing multiplying by itself. So you have x minus 2 times x minus 2. That's what it means by having a square, right? And then, what do we do next? I hope you still remember FOIL. Okay, we do FOIL. First, outer, inner, and last. FOIL. Okay, and what do we do here? Well, we are going to do the first term, which is x squared, and then minus 2x, and then minus 2x, and then plus 4. And so it brings us to a total of x squared minus 4x plus 4. Okay. All right, x squared minus 4x plus 4, and therefore we have this going to here. Okay, so we have x squared minus 4x plus 4, and then plus 2x minus 4 plus 1, minus 1, sorry. Okay, and by the way, if you are taking the SAT, I would strongly urge you to be very proficient in this identity. Okay, a plus b parentheses square. It's a squared plus 2ab plus b squared. And then you have a squared minus 2ab minus b squared plus b squared coming from the parentheses a minus b parentheses square. Okay, so just, get yourself into a habit of thinking that, it's not about distributing a square. It's about, having the parentheses multiplying by itself, which requires us to do FOIL. Okay, and now we are just going to combine like terms. That's 1x squared right here. And then you have minus 4x plus 2x. That would give you a net of minus 2x. And then you have plus 4, minus 4, and minus 1. So then you have minus 1 all together. So this will be your final question, final answer. Okay, so far, so good. Okay, I hope so far is so good. So again, the most common mistake that I've seen is this particular square. So don't get tripped up by this square. And now for part C, now I put 2 asterisks right here because this is the most commonly missed question in the previous year's quiz. And why? Well, just like part B, it looks different from part A. So people are going to give this some kind of special treatment. And I would say, please don't. Please don't. Okay. So again, what's the meaning of whole thing, f of x plus h? We're saying, hey, you saw the x earlier with the f of x. Well, you know what's going to be? It's going to be x plus h. Okay. Now, yeah, there's no number. Hey, it's okay. Just work with it. Just work with it. And therefore, we do the FOIL for the first, x plus h parentheses square. So we have x squared plus 2xh plus h squared. Okay, so we have that. And then we have plus 2x, and then plus 2h, and then minus 1. Okay, so that's really what it is. It's just, distributing it properly, making sure that you're doing the FOIL, then you're making sure that there's a FOIL to do, knowing that how distributing the square like this, it's totally wrong. If you know that, that would be wonderful. And is there any like terms to combine? I don't think there's any like terms to combine. So therefore, I will take this as an answer. Okay, so it's a very simple thing about function notations. A lot of times it's not the mathematical part that gets people, it's the psychological part that our brain likes to make oversimplified assumptions that are wrong. And therefore you need to be aware of it. You need to understand how people are making this kind of mistake and, practice, finish your worksheet, and that would give you a better edge in handling these questions.